Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Tonight, I just wanted to have this little conversation around soulmates and how do we attract the love of our life, and maybe some tips and some ideas on how you might prepare yourself for your beloved. So I'm Pooki Lee, and it's a pleasure to be with you here today. And I, I decided to have this conversation around soulmates and how do we attract a significant other into our lives or call someone in. And maybe some things, I might be able to share with you to help you in that process. And all of this came out of a conversation that I had the other night while I was at a birthday party, and it wasn't my own. It was somebody else's birthday party. And I had met a friend who was kind of going solo. And they seemed a little, I don't know, a little out of place. Let's put it that way. Right? They seemed a little out of place, like they're so used to having a companion, a partner on their arm or something like that. And then I was thinking about, and this is a young man, he's in our community, and he's a talented man, he's a musician, he's very well known and respected in the industry. He's an amazing, amazing person, as well as being an incredible artist. And yet, he still was like at that point in his life when he was looking for like the one. Like he had already built his life, he had already created, his career. And and maybe you're at that place where you've kind of like you've taken care of all of those things and you're ready to welcome in your beloved. What would that look like? What would it look like if you were to begin to create a space for a loved one to enter? Well, that's what I would really like to dive deep into talking about tonight, and kind of like giving you some ideas of some things that you could do. So I know that one of the things that we really want more than anything in the world is to be loved and to have a companion, have a partner that we can share our life with, right? Someone that we feel kind of gets us and understands us, and someone that we have shared vision and values with, and that we really resonate with, so that we can create a life together. And so as I was talking to this individual, I was thinking to myself, hello, how are you, Betsy? It's good to see you here. As I was talking to this individual, I was thinking to myself, well, what could be some things that I might be able to share with this person that might help them find, maybe that perfect partner. Um, Somebody, and this could work for you whether you're like looking for someone in a relationship, like a romantic relationship, like a life partner, or whether you're looking for any kind of relationship, like a friend or something like that. This could work for situations like that too. Let's just say you wanted to attract into your life a bestie, like somebody to hang out with all the time, and somebody that you could share yourself with, and let's just say but this could be used for both things. But for this particular example, I'm going to be talking about soulmates, and I'm going to be talking about attracting that one into your life. And so I said, how about this? I find that this is a very effective process for me for many different kinds of things. Whenever I get stuck, I use this process. And it's just a way of making a list of like all of the attributes that I am wanting to manifest in my beloved. Like, what are some of the things that I really want, and really write them out. Now, there's a lot of different thoughts around this process. Some people say leave it really, really loosey goosey, so that you leave a lot of space for the universe to conspire, on your behalf, and to bring you something greater than that. And then some people say, no, get really, really, really specific, so that you know exactly what it is, and it'll be easily identified because it's so defined that there's no way that you could miss it. So there are different schools of thought around manifesting and attracting and things like that. And so I'm going to play with this school of thought of let's get really highly particular and precise so that we know. And so like writing down like all of the attributes, like some of the things that might be important to you are that they're kind and they're compassionate and that they have a sense of humor, and that they have a deep understanding of themselves, that they love themselves. Notice already how I haven't talked about any features, like they're not 5'4" and tall, dark, and handsome. No, how about like they're intelligent and they have common sense? They're slow to anger, and think about all of the things that you would like in this partner. And as you're like making this list, right? Get really specific, like if you want to have a family, put on the list that this person wants to have a family, that is families are valuable to him or her. And put down all the things. Maybe you want some creativity. Maybe you want them to be artistic. Maybe you want them to be highly intellectual. Maybe whatever it is, put it down on this list and just make this list out and make it as specific. Maybe if you're 5'5", you don't want them to be 6'3", or maybe if you're 5'5", you want them to be 5'7", or you want them to be 5'4", or 5'5", or whatever. But just kind of like begin to really visualize and create something that you can hold on to, right? Something that you can see, something tangible, right? And that has all of these attributes, right? And then you can add on to that this or something better, this or something better, this or something better. And so I was thinking, and then I told this person to go ahead and read this list every day, in the morning and in the evening, just to kind of like prime the wheel so that you're always knowing, hello, hi Sheila from Calgary, so that you're priming the wheel so that it's always in the forefront of your mind, the attributes, so that when this person arrives, you'll know it. You'll see it'll like ding 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 ding, right? And you can make the agreement that it doesn't have to be 100% of the list. It can be 95%. So they might have all of these things and not this one or whatever, but very, very close. So read the list and then open yourself and make yourself available. Then I also want you to know that if you're looking for a soulmate, they're already here. They are already breathing and living and walking the earth. They're already here. So if they're already here, you can pretty much bet that they're looking for you too. Right? They're looking for you too. So if they're looking for you too, you can, for me, I would say like just get into like a quiet place and like use my mind to see if I might be able to reach them. Like just begin to talk to them in my mind, and be able to project these thoughts out and intentionally send them in the direction of this person wherever they are, because they already exist. They are not waiting to be born. They're already here. They're walking the planet, and they're probably looking for you too. And like the timing just hasn't been perfect just yet. However, you can guarantee that the timing is coming, right? That your time is coming. And also these kinds of thoughts are the thoughts that will support the arrival of your soulmate, the arrival of your partner. And they, because they're encouraging, they're inspiring, they're anticipatory, they're expecting, right? And so you're putting it out into the universe that yes, you're ready to receive, that you're ready to receive this, So let's see. So we talked about making the list, reading over the list in the morning, in the evening, paying attention, having an awareness, right? And then within our mind, beginning to speak to them, because I have this process that I use when I want to, whenever let's just say like I want to reach someone, let's say like my kids or whatever, like my daughter, and I want to reach her, and however I'm not able to do it like by the phone or whatever, or maybe the conversation that I want to have with her, I just want to have with her in like the etheric realm, like I want to speak to her highest self, right? And so I will speak from my highest wisdom, and I'll connect with her highest self, and I'll speak to her highest self. So I'm thinking that that's also what we're doing when we're connecting with our soulmate, because our highest self already knows this being, and their highest self already knows you. So I just connect in this space, and then I begin to speak in this space from my higher self to their higher self. I'm ready for you, and I'm here. I'm ready to receive you, and I'm open, and I'm looking. I'm alert. I have an alertness. I'm on the lookout for you, right? And so we can have this feeling, this anticipation, this expectation. And so then as we're walking in the world, like knowing that our soulmate is here already, we can have this expectation as we visualize them, but also too in our environments, we can create, like within our own domicile, our own home, our ohana, our hale, we can create a place that is ready to receive them too. So I would say, if you're sleeping, in your bed, sleep on one side of the bed, and because intentionally leaving that open side of the bed for your beloved, right? And then that little nightstand or whatever, making sure that that's all cleared off, might have something on it, something decorative, but making sure that it's not all cluttered up, but that it's open and available for when they arrive. There's a place for them to put their belongings, right? Their personal items. Yes. And so you make a space, you make a space, make sure that there's plenty of seating so that you can accommodate, seating in your home. I remember when I first met Bob, he was a bachelor. I'm going to tell a little story on him, and it was so cute because he was living in this apartment, and he had a love seat. In fact, we still have it. It's downstairs, and he had this love seat, and it was just him and Kelly, so it was perfect. It was perfect, absolutely perfect. However, when I showed up, there was only the love seat, and so it created like a little bit of, there wasn't enough room when we were all three in the house. There wasn't enough room for all three of us. So make sure that you're creating, that you have a space for your beloved, a place for them to sit, And so I just say that because that's just kind of cute. Anyhow, of course we worked it out, but it's just something that, to be aware of. It's kind of like the things that we don't think about. And then like in your car, make sure that the passenger side of the seat is nice and tidy, and it's inviting. It's nice and clean. It doesn't have soda cups in the floorboards with, fast food wrappers or things like that, or just a lot of debris on the chair, on the seat. Like prepare a place, prepare a space for your beloved. Prepare an invitation, create a welcoming, And so I usually don't talk about soulmates and things like that, or relationships, and on my channel, I talk about more about other things. But I was thinking about my conversation. I thought, well, this might be a good conversation for you. It's like, how is it that we can prepare our hearts and our minds and our spaces to receive a beloved, to receive a love into our lives, a companion, a partner, someone to share our life with, a soulmate, and so I think that also too, really important thing, if you're really looking to attract a long-term partner into your life, think that it's really, really important for you to do your own personal inner work, right? Because like attracts like. And so, like where you are on your journey, you want to attract, you want to be, expressing your best self, right? Because that's what you want to attract. You want to attract someone who is also too like feeling really empowered and strong and confident, and you want those energies to match. So be that which it is that you're seeking. Like look over that list that you wrote in the beginning, and how much of that are you, and then where is it that you could kind of like tune up some of those areas to strengthen your own being, right? So that you're uh, offering your wholeness, and your miraculous, magnificent, brilliant, awesome self, right? And we're all growing into that. We're all learning. And so it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. So if you find yourself without a soulmate right now and desiring one to enter in, maybe consider some of the things that I've just shared with you. And then also too, at the same time, while you're kind of like, holding space for this beautiful, wonderful, amazing, dynamic, loving human being to come into your life, make sure that you're working on yourself, and yeah, doing your own inner work, so that you have the like your best self, right? You're your most confident, most loving self. Yeah, because that's what you want to attract. All right. Well, I hope this has been helpful to you, Sheila and Betsy. I hope that it's been helpful to you and to anybody else that's been watching. I really appreciate you. And and I've got some other things that I'm excited to share. And I look forward to talking to all of you again. Oh, good. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes, Betsy, we just need to kind of have a different perspective, like just look at it differently. Like, how is it that we can, like, creating an invitation? And then, like maybe that list can kind of help too, in kind of helping you define what it is that you really want. And then like looking at yourself and asking yourself, like in order, like, so like even in order to attract that person into your life, are there aspects of your own self that need to grow, so that when this person comes in, uh, that you're ready for them, and that you can engage in just a really beautiful, beautiful love affair, right? And fall deeply in love with each other. And so I would say, if you feel like, I'd say, I, I don't know if you've heard me say before, but I feel like everything that we desire is already right here. It's already right here. And there's just something about us that's not in alignment with it. And so like if our soulmate isn't showing up right, then I always feel like for me, there's something else that I need to clear, or I need to work on, or I need to to learn or become or change my vibration, or I need to see it differently. Something needs to shift in me in order for me to be in alignment with that, So maybe some of the things that I shared tonight can help you shift. It's like getting a new perspective or seeing how to look at it in a different way, like rather than like feeling like you're chasing a partner, feel like you're inviting someone in, that you're welcoming someone, having this feeling like creating for yourself, like creating in yourself, and boy, this will really benefit you too, but like this inner sanctuary of your own being, like you're creating a sanctuary for this being, because all of us, regardless of whether we're men or women, we all desire a soft place to land, like a safe, soft place to land. So as you're creating that for yourself and for your beloved, you're serving the relationship in both ways, not only the relationship to yourself, but your relationship to this beautiful soul when they merge. And I think that everything, I trust in the divine plan. And I know sometimes it's really hard, especially if we feel like we've been waiting for a long time. And there have been things in my life that I felt like that I've waited for a long time. And sometimes I've felt like I've waited too long and like it hasn't been fair that I've waited so long. And when I get to those places, then I know that I'm just being very impatient. And then I think that I know better. And I always come back to the understanding that I don't. And I come back to, I'm trusting in the process, and I'm trusting the divine plan, and I'm trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly for me. And that I'm just a little anxious, and I just want it sooner rather than later. And for whatever reasons beyond my knowing, but probably absolutely for my benefit and for my highest good, something has not been presented in my experience just yet. And so I take that as like, there's something else that needs to grow within me. Because really, when I receive that which I'm desiring, I absolutely want to be prepared for it. There have been times in my life when I've received something that I wasn't prepared for. And one example could be like a large sum of money. Not being prepared for it, I didn't use it wisely, and so I would hate for my relationship, let's just say, or whatever my desire would be, to show up and me not be ready for it and waste it. That would be even worse. So sometimes when we're impatient and we're getting a little frustrated with the universe or creation or creator, we maybe need to kind of like bow in a little bit of humility and understand that there are probably reasons beyond our knowing that these things are not in our experience at this time. And trust that all is unfolding in divine perfection. And that's hard to do because we want to feel like we're in control. And as long as we have that thought, we will suffer. I don't know how else to put it. As long as you want to control, you will suffer. And there are times in our lives when suffering is how we learn. I've had plenty of learning through suffering, so it just depends on where you're at on the journey and what it is that you're choosing to be your teacher, So let's see what here. Oh, hi, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Oh, I'm glad that you're here right before bed. Yeah. So yeah, just take to heart what I've said tonight that resonates with you. And then if it doesn't, then leave it. It's not for you, it's for someone else. And yeah, my intention is to be here to serve you and to help you navigate some of the difficult areas of our life. And sometimes when we want a partner, when we want someone to share our life with, it can be very, very challenging. It can seem, like it can be a big deal. Yeah, it can be a big deal. So, yeah, I just want to support you in your journey and all the things, even though I have Bob, my soulmate, and, it still doesn't mean that I'm not here for those of you that are still on the path, on the journey. And yeah, and I think that there's so much that we can learn from each other. And Sheila, I thank you for being here, and yeah, and we're just here. We're all, just sharing this amazing journey together, and yeah. So thank you for being here, ladies, and I so appreciate you, and I wish you a most magical, wonderful day. It sounds like rain just came. Let's see. It's raining outside. It was really warm today. It was 79 degrees. I think it was almost 81 degrees today for the high. And it's February. It's kind of crazy in St. Louis. So it's a little crazy. Oh, and there's some thunder too. Oh, how sweet. All right. Well, it's raining. It smells so fresh. The air smells. Oh, it smells like spring, and it's still very much winter. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're so welcome. And yeah, it's always a blessing to be here with you. And it's always lovely to see when you start filling up the chat, because I love to respond to you and to share with you. So have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful evening. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah. So I'd like to say, be loved, beloved. And just remember, everything, it's all working out. It all is. And just know that it's all happening for you, and it's beautiful, and it's going to be better than anything that you could ever even imagine. It always is. Yeah, I was having this awareness this morning, I think it was, and it was that, nothing ever turns out the way that we wanted, ever, ever, ever. Just think, everything that you've ever wanted to turn out a specific way. Did it ever turn out that way? Ever, ever? Right? Most of the time, did it not turn out that way, and then you were totally disappointed? But then, you know what? Here's the thing. If you're trusting in the universe, right? And you're really trusting in the universe, and you're just totally letting go, when it turns out, what happens is it turns out even so much better than what you could have even thought. So when you're like, don't even think about it, it's like even better. So even on like that list that we were talking about today, so that list or something better, right? This or something better. I want this or something better. Oh my gosh. Amazing. All right, you guys, stay in love, be loved, love you, love your life, love the process. It's all working together. Be loved, beloved. And I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.